warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Alita Priscilia Seli as a moderator. Now, my group will present topic about lexical semantic and the material will be explained.
Lexical semantics. Lexical semantics is a subfield of linguistic semantics. The units of analyzed in lexical semantics are lexical units, which include not only word, but also subword or subunits, such as affixes and even compound words and phrases. Lexical semantics adalah subbidang semantik linguistik. Unit analisis dalam leksikal semantik adalah unit leksikal yang tidak hanya mencakup kata, tetapi juga subkata atau subunit, seperti imbuhan, bahkan kata dan frasa majemuk. Unit leksikal mencakup makna kata-kata dalam sebuah bahasa. Leksikal semantik melihat bagaimana arti dari unit leksikal berkolerasi dengan struktur bahasa. Approaches to lexical semantic. There are many approaches to lexical semantic. The first is monosemic versus polysemic approaches. The distinction between the monosemic and polysemic approaches relies on the question how many meanings ought to be attributed to a word. Pendekatan leksikal semantik. Ada banyak pendekatan untuk leksikal semantik. Yang pertama yaitu pendekatan monosemik versus polysemik. Perbedaan antara pendekatan monosemik dan polysemik bergantung pada pertanyaan berapa banyak makna yang harus dikaitkan dengan sebuah kata. The second is the compositional approach. Analyzes the meaning of the word in much the same way a sentence is analyzed into semantic components. Yang kedua yaitu pendekatan komposisi. Menganalisis arti kata dengan cara yang hampir sama dengan menganalisis kalimat ke dalam komponen semantik. Next is Hollis approach, a theory in the philosophy of language to the effect that a certain part of language. Selanjutnya yaitu pendekatan Hollis. Pendekatan Hollis yaitu suatu teori dalam filsafat bahasa yang mempengaruhi bagian tertentu dari bahasa. And then conceptual approach. Conceptual approaches are single-level approaches and identify the meaning of a word with the concept it gives access to in the cognitive system. Selanjutnya yaitu pendekatan konseptual. Pendekatan konseptual adalah pendekatan tingkat tunggal dan mengidentifikasi arti sebuah kata dengan konsep yang diberikan akses ke dalam sistem kognitif. And then formal approach. Formal approach to semantic attempts to express the fact of meaning to a strict formalism, preferably closely related to one of the standard logics. Selanjutnya yaitu pendekatan formal. Pendekatan formal terhadap semantik mencoba untuk mengungkapkan fakta makna melalui formalisme yang ketat, yang lebih baik terkait erat dengan salah satu logika standar.
Okay, now I will explain about the lexical relation. Lexical relation is a described relationship among a word and meaning. And there is the most familiar relation are synonym and antonym. The two words are synonym if they mean the same thing. For the example, filbert and hazelnut. There's a two words are antonym if they mean opposite thing. For the example, black and white. And the major of the semantic lexical relation include the hyponym and meronym. So, the lexical relation itu menjelaskan tentang menggambarkan hubungan antar makna suatu kata. Dan ada hubungan yang paling familiar, yaitu sinonim dan antonim. Untuk sinonim atau persamaan kata, jadi suatu kata yang maknanya itu sama. Contohnya Filbert dan hazelnut. And kalau antonim itu kebalikannya, jadi opposite-nya. Contohnya seperti black and white. Jadi lawan katanya black adalah white. Gitu. Dan untuk cabang dari semantik lexical relation itu meliputi hiponim dan meronim. Untuk penjelasannya ada di slide selanjutnya. Synonym. Synonym is a relation between sense rather than word. Consider the word big and large. You may consider them as a synonym when you come across the following example. How big is the planet? And would I be flying a large or small planet? But you may hesitate to judge them as synonym when you cross the following the example. Miss Nelson, for instance, become a kind of a big sister to Benjamin. Jadi sudah dijelaskan untuk sinonim itu persamaan kata. Jadi seperti contohnya tadi big dan large itu mempunyai makna yang sama, yaitu besar. Hyponym and hyperonym. Hyponym is the relation which exists between specific and general lexical item. For the example, car is a hyponym of the vehicle. Dog is a hyponym of the animal. And hyperonym is a more formal extensional. And for the example, fruit is a hyperonym of the mango. Electronic is a hyperonym of the television. Jadi di sini hiponim dan hyperonym. Hiponym ini menjelaskan suatu hubungan antara spesifik dan general. Jadi menurut yang saya pelajari, untuk hiponim itu suatu yang spesifik ke general. Contohnya aja seperti car is a hyponym of the vehicle. Jadi mobil hiponimnya dari suatu kendaraan ya. Jadi yang lebih spesifiknya dari kendaraan kan car. Jadi menurut saya kalau hiponim itu spesifik ke lebih yang general gitu. Kalau untuk yang hyperonym itu is converse of hyponym. Jadi kebalikan dari hiponim. Hyperonym itu kebalikan dari hiponim. Contohnya fruit is a hyperonym of the mango. Jadi general ke spesifik. Jadi generalnya itu fruit, spesifiknya itu lebih mango. Jadi lebih spesifik. Tuh.
Meronymy and holonymy. Meronymy and holonymy relation is otherwise known by the term part-whole relation. It is different from hyponymy. Hyperonymy relation discussed above. For example, we can say that arm is the meronym of the holonymy body. The distinction between meronymy, holonymy relation, and homonymy, hyperonymy relation is clearly distinct in most cases. We can say arm is a kind of body or wheel is a kind of bicycle. We have to say arm is a part of body and wheel is part of bicycle. Hierarchical structure in vocabulary. The relation of hyponymy imposes hierarchical structure upon the vocabulary and upon particular fields within the vocabulary, and the hierarchical ordering of lexeme can be represented formally as a tree diagram. For example, it is an animal is horse, sheep, duck, and another. Compatibility. The lexical items which overlap in terms of meaning and do not show systematics include relation and have traits in common but different in respect of traits that do not clash are said to be compatible. For example, the word dog and pet. A dog could be a pet, but neither all pets are not dogs and all dogs are pet. The relationship existing between dog and pet is compatible.
Paradigmatic and syntagmatic relations. From the point of view of structural linguistics, linguistic unit can be studied from the point of the axis, syntagmatic and paradigmatic axis. Paradigmatic relationship with items which occur within the same construction. For example, the cat sat on the mat.